What is your name and what race would you identify yourself as?
My name is Sam Mikulak, and I am Caucasian.
My name is Nicholas Hunter, and I would say I am Chinese and a mix of European cultures.
I would define race as the difference of cultures.
Race is an aggregate of physical features, sort of defining a group of people.
No, I don't think race would make a difference in our sport.
And I would say being Asian does have its advantages. No matter how much I lift or try to eat, I don't really gain very much weight. So in terms of not getting bulky, that definitely helps with events such as pommel horse or parallel bars, even high bar, which kind of require more flexibility. At the same time, I do feel as if I do get stronger, I just don't physically get bigger. So I would definitely say that gymnastics is affected by race or biology. It's not to say that one race gives you a huge advantage over others, considering there's been a huge level of success from gymnasts that are of different races. And there's definitely, I would say biology and race are certainly linked to one another, that depending on your biology or genetic makeup does kind of play into your race.
Yeah, I'd say there is. Well, no, to be honest, no, it probably isn't, because the biology of who you are is part of what your race is. You know, that's where you're born, that's how your physical build is, and that's where people can compare others to one another, because they're both similar based off their biologies of being from a certain location. Well, genetically, I think having parents that were both gymnasts, it allowed for me to be a smaller person, which is beneficial for gymnastics, and they put me in it at a very young age, and so then I was able to develop my skills and the correct muscles from a very young age to benefit a gymnast. And I think just me being so small, I've found a good balance of having both powerful legs and upper body, and that's kind of just from me being able to build muscle in those kinds of areas that has really helped me become an all-around gymnast.
You can mold someone to a certain degree. If there's someone that's 6'1", 6'2", there's a pretty good chance that you're not going to be a top-tier gymnast, but then you do have the sort of outliers you have. After that, I really wouldn't say there's one specific body type that is really more or less conducive to gymnastics. What's more of a factor is the height.
I definitely feel like genetics will force some people out of gymnastics. It's hard for a very tall person to continue with gymnastics after puberty, just because they might not want to do horse all the time, and they might not find the passion as much once they find how much harder it is for a taller person to do the other 5 events. So definitely shorter people are going to be drawn towards gymnastics before the taller people.
I actually read a study on this because I was really curious, and they said that it takes gymnastics, because of all the pounding and compression, it takes up to 2 inches of your maximum height. When you're going through puberty and you're pounding your growth plates, that it does hinder their growth. Therefore, you're not going to achieve your maximum height.
I agree with it to the extent that you can injure your growth plates during the process, and that can stunt your growth. But I think if you go injury-free throughout your entire gymnastics career without any damage to your growth plates or joints or muscles, that it really shouldn't inhibit your growth.
Talent does play a factor, but definitely since coming to college, the whole notion of working hard has certainly changed, and I really recognize and appreciate those that work tremendously hard for what they have, and they end up achieving success even though they do have significantly less talent than others.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because natural talent, it's something that, I think is still genetic. It's something where your body is molded perfectly for the sport, and you just started at a very young age to help you a step-by-step process that just helps separate the naturally talented from the unnaturally talented.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.